Alrighty, hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Cryptic Coil, and in today's video, we are going to do another showcasing of one of my collections, as well as a book report. Now, the books that I want to talk to you guys about are none other than, and I'm totally stalling here so I can put things back in order. MT Coffin's Spinetinglers. Now, these are all the MT Coffin Spinetinglers that I have. I think that they go up to like number 30 or somewhere in that neighborhood. And the truth is that I'm actually not interested in pursuing the whole entire collection because, I only have so much money, and I'm making pretty good money at this point in my career. But I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm kind of a materialist. I kind of like to buy other things, including other books. And I'm missing some R.L. Steins. Like, I don't have my complete collection of R.L. Stein seniors or Fear Street seniors. If you've seen my R.L. Stein collection or my Fear Street collection video, you would know that I'm missing some very rare ones. And so instead of pursue a complete collection of something like this that has stuff that I don't care about, I'd rather, spend that money or contribute that money towards completing like Fear Street Seniors, a Fear Street novel, the books in that series. Like, all I have is Drop Dead Gorgeous. I don't have You May Now. I think I do have You May Now Kill the Bride. But I'm missing some other books in that series. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of where I think that my money should go. And also, I'm missing a few more Christopher Pike books. I'm missing a few Spooksville books. Yeah. All right, well, with that being said, let me show you what I got. So I have book number 1, The Substitute Creature. Okay, and I've already done a book haul where I read the tagline and I read the summary on back. Then I have book number 2, Billy Baker's Dog Won't Stay Buried. And it sounds like there could be some animal abuse in here, and that kind of gets me. So the last movie that made me cry was Dracula. Which one was it? It was like before he became a vampire. Dracula Untold, and it was the scene where he was going to turn his own son over to the Turkish Empire, and then at the last second he just decided screw it, and he just slew the soldiers who were there to take his son away. That scene made me cry because it had something to do with children. So anything to do with children or animals gets me bad in the feels. And so if this has animal abuse in there, I'm not gonna read it. And I think Shady Side Library feels the same way because he was like, yeah, I don't know about this one. So then My Teacher's a Bug. Okay, so this is an example of stuff I don't care about. I don't like stuff that has to do with insects. I'm just not into insects. Like, no thanks. Okay, Where Have All the Parents Gone? Now, this one sounds like it would be pretty good. So, and that was book number 4. Now, book number 5 in the series, Check It Out and Die. I read this one back in like 4th or 5th grade, and I remember it vividly. And I just skimmed through it again so I could do this book report on it, because I don't think that there's already one on YouTube that's available, and so I'm looking to fill that void. Book number 10. This one sounds super dope. Okay, The Dead Kid Did It. Look at that cover. That is a great looking cover. Very 90s. And then this is one that I pursued. This is my most recent acquisition to this collection, and this is book number 17, The Monster Channel. And I believe that I actually showcased this in one of my previous book haul videos. So that was an example of one that I pursued because I it sounded interesting to me. There's a bunch of other ones that just don't sound that appealing to me. But what I will say is that I remember reading this in like fourth or fifth grade, and I absolutely loved it. And I'll go ahead and describe it to you. All right, so since I'm reviewing this one or doing a book report on it, I'll go ahead and read the tagline and I'll read the back. So it's book number 5. The title is called Check It Out and Die. Look at the cover. You have a creepy old lady offering you a book, and like there's just something suspicious that's being conveyed here. Like, should I take that book or not? I have a gut feeling telling me not to. Okay, so the tagline on the front reads, "You'll get more than goosebumps when you read this book." Like, oh, shots fired. Okay, and it's actually really fitting because not only was this series a competitor of Goosebumps, but the book is about horror books. So that was a pretty dope tagline, if you ask me. So the summary on the back reads, "Dare to read. Ms. Gunkel, the strange-looking new school librarian, lets kids read horror books. Any one they want. She even has her own special collection, and she just loves to share a spooky tale with any kid willing to take a chance." Charlie and his friend Dustin grabbed the scariest ones, and now they're running for their lives. 5 other kids have disappeared. If it were up to Ms. Gunkel, every kid would be reading until there were no more kids left. Okay, so I don't want there to like give any spoilers, so I'm going to be very careful about how I do this book report. I will get into the plot, but I'm not going to try to deviate too much from what was shared in the summary on back. All right, so this strange new librarian, Ms. Gunkel, moves to town, and she replaces their old librarian. I don't know what happened to their old librarian. It's not even relevant. But she's really big into horror books, and she brings them in. And there was a lack of horror books before she got there. And Charlie and his friend Dustin are actually horror enthusiasts, and so they think that this is the coolest thing in the world. And when they find out that she has like this really cool collection of stuff, and she brings her own personal collection, and she's happy to share, there's actually some kids who are like super excited about it. And Charlie brings some of the books home and everything. And his mom was apprehensive at first. She wasn't sure. She was like, I don't know if you should be reading that. But his dad had his back, and he said, "You know what, honey? I'm just glad he's interested in reading." And the mom was like, "Yeah, I guess, if you say so." So being able to read these horror books wasn't an issue. Well, the other kids go missing, and it's this like mystery, like, whatever happened to them. If anybody knows anything, please say something. But Charlie's a lot more worried about getting to read these horror books, and then he disappears because this book is a lot like that movie with Macaulay Culkin, The Page Master. He got sucked into one of the books that he was reading, and the librarian, she knew this was going to happen. Like, she was trying to feed like children to the monsters in these stories. And so Charlie and his friend Dustin, they actually meet up with the other kids that went missing in some of these books. And the book that they get sucked into is this book about a high school football team of vampires and a high school football team of werewolves, and they're playing a game. Well, since they're human, they're either going to get eaten by the vampires or by the werewolves. And they make a deal with the vampires that if you can help us win this game, we'll spare your lives. And so, and I think they even said, we'll help you get out of this book. So Charlie and Dustin, they agree because they're into football, and they feel that they're able to help the vampires and the werewolf, or they feel like they're able to help the vampires overcome the werewolves. And the last thing that I'll say about it is that there was a great twist at the end. A great twist at the end. I was blown away when I read that as a kid, and I still remember the twist at the end. And this would be worth a reread for sure. Like, I would have no problem rereading this. It was just a really fun read. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. If you've never even read the Spinetinglers series, I would recommend starting with this one. This is the only one that I've read, and I was very happy with it, even after all these years, looking back on it, looking back on the adventure. I'd be very happy to reread it. So yeah, that's what I got for you today. I probably won't do any more videos until next weekend because my work week starts back tomorrow. But then when the weekend comes, I think that I'm going to do another book report, but this time on a James Patterson book. So keep your eyes open for that. All right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Horns up. Peace out.